according to Al-Quran al-Karim. And what do they get at the end? First, we have this concept in the Quran clear from so many ayat. Allahu waliyul ladina amanu. وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَوْلِيَاؤُهُمُ الطَّاغُوتُ. So Allah is the wali for the believers. And the taghut and everything worshipped other than Allah, He will be the wali for the disbelievers and those who take Him as. So it's repeated elsewhere in the Quran. فَتَتَّخِذُونَهُ وَذُرِّيَّتَهُ أَوْلِيَاءَ مِن دُونِي. Allah said, how come you take shaitan and his offspring awliya besides me? So what is this concept? First of all, al-wilaya, it has some kind of qurb. It has some kinds of nearness and closeness. Like we say in Arabic, الصفحة التالية, الصفحة التي تليها, because it's close, a page, and then the next page. You say the next page, التالية, from wilaya, from just being close to it, being next to it, the next house, al-baytul tali. It has that meaning of closeness. It has the meaning of following. It comes after it, or it follows it. It has also the meaning of there is some kind of relationship and power. So there is wilaya for the father over his children, wali al-amr. There is wilaya for the ruler over his subject, wali al-amr for the imam, for the hakim or the president. He is also called wali al-amr. So the wilaya has certain kind of relationship, certain kind of closeness, and certain kind of connection and qurb. First of all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is wali for all, believers and non-believers. The ayah in Surah Al-An'am, Allah said, after everybody dies and angels handle the soul, when they come back to Allah, He said, ثُمَّ رُدُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ مَوْلَاهُمُ الْحَقِّ. That's not only the believers. He said, ثُمَّ رُدُّوا, after the angels handle the soul, they will be returning to Allah, their mawla, from wali or wilaya, the true mawla. So He is the mawla for, it's not only the souls of the believers that will return to Allah, it's actually the souls of everybody. So Allah has wilaya over everything. He is close to everybody with His knowledge. He has the power over everybody with His power, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yet, this is a wilaya al-amma, or the general wilaya. Yet, there is a special level of wilaya, that's what I'm talking about, that He has for the believers. Wilayat al-tawfiq, wilayat al-rahmah, wilayat al-ra'fa, wilayat al-hidayah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a special level of mercy and guidance and tawfiq and success, and that's going to be for the believers. It is going to be for those who take Him subhanahu wa ta'ala as wali. It is going to be for, as Allah described, أَلَا إِنَّ أَوْلِيَاءَ اللَّهِ لَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ. The awliya of Allah, the friends of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is no fear for them. وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. They will never be sad. Who are those, Ya Allah? The next ayah will explain. الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Those who believe. And belief and faith has a special frame and characteristics that Allah defined, not us. وَكَانُوا يَتَّقُونَ. And they were mindful and conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they have faith in Allah, His own way, and they are mindful and conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لَهُمُ الْبُشْرَى. They will get the glad tidings in dunya and in the akhirah. Allah waliyul ladina aman. What will they get in return? They will get in return يخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور. As Allah said after Ayat al-Kursi, couple of ayat, He said Allah is the wali for the believers. They chose Him. They appointed Him by saying La ilaha illallah, no God except Allah. Negation and confirmation. Negation for any godhood, for anybody other than Allah. La ilaha, no God except for Allah, and then appointing Allah alone, وحده لا شريك له, to be the Lord. After Allah said, قد تبين الرشد من الغي. Guidance from the way of falsehood is now being clear. So believers who choose guidance, who make the right choice, Allah will take them as wali, as awliya. Allah waliyul ladina aman. He will take them from darknesses, with plural, to an-nur, to the light. Scholars, as we mentioned before in here, they said, why did He say dhulumat? And He said an-nur, and always in the Quran. He is talking about darknesses in the plural, lakin, when He talks about the light, it's one. Because it's dhulumat al-jahl, ignorance. ظلمات الشرك والكفر والمعاصي. So many ways, as Allah said in a different ayah towards the end of Surah Al-An'am, وَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطِي مُسْتَقِيمًا. This way of mine is straight. فَاتَّبِعُوا. Follow it. So he's talking about sirat, one way. وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا السُّبُلِ. He said, do not follow the ways, the other subways, sideways. They are always the ways other than the way of Allah. There are so many to snatch the person. So those who chose the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them and gives them light. And the other way around, وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَوْلِيَاؤُهُمُ الطَّاغُوتُ, they take taghut, which is anything to be appointed in place of Allah, being it a cow, being it a desire, being it whatever it is that people, whatever that they should do for Allah, they do it for other than Allah. This is called taghut. They take them as awliya. So what happened in reality is that they do the opposite. يُخْرِجُونَهُم مِّنَ النُّورِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created everybody not with sin, like some Christians or many Christians believe, inherited sin. No, we believe Allah created everybody pure. That's probably the guidance, the light that Allah is talking about. Then they will mislead them and take them to, giving examples. Some people believe in, drinking this and whatever it is that they do for gods, and that they take it in a religious way, appointing those false gods to be gods beside Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So those awliyaullah, they have certain characteristics. They love Allah, they follow Allah, they obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not only that, they love what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves. So a believer would not only do what he is supposed to do, but he would love what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves and hates what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hates. Imagine there's between the husband and wife, there's wilayah. Between the friends, there's some kind of wilayah, because some kind of closeness and some kind of relation and some kind of connection. If a friend of yours, somebody is your enemy and he did you something bad, really, really bad, and then one of your friends is now having a good time with him and taking him as a friend, you wouldn't accept it. If your wife is really attached to you, she wouldn't like what you dislike. She wouldn't dislike what you like. And the same for the husband. So by default, if some people are close to each other, the closer they get, the more of the choices that they will make will be the same. So the true awliya of Allah, they will always yuhibbun Allah, they love Allah, they love what Allah loves. They yardawna bima yarda Allah, they are pleased with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with. They don't deal with Islam and these things as just like burden. No, they deal with it as, if Allah loves this, I will love it. And here probably jumps in, the stories of those salihin, righteous people, that when they are tested by Allah, they lose somebody that they love. Anything that they should be like objecting, they do the opposite. They say, Alhamdulillah, it's the choice of Allah to me. If that is the choice of Allah, I like it, I'll go for it. Even though the human nature is, dictating something else. I will conclude by that. There are 3 levels of people in the Day of Judgment. 2 of them are awliya, and 2 of them will be winning, and 1 of them will be losing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about this in more than different places, various places in the Quran. In the beginning of Surah Al-Waqi'ah, in the end of Surah Al-Waqi'ah, and Surah Al-Mutaffifin, and elsewhere, when he said, إِذَا وَقَعَتِ الْوَاقِعَةُ لَيْسَ لِوَقْعَتِهَا كَاذِبَةٌ خَافِضَةٌ رَافِعَةٌ إِذَا رُجَّتِ الْأَرْضُ رَجًّا وَبُسَّتِ الْجِبَالُ بَسًّا فَكَانَتْ وَكُنْتُمْ أَزْوَاجًا ثَلَاثًا. Then he talks about the 3 categories of people. أَصْحَابُ الْمَيْمَنَةِ, the people of the right, وَأَصْحَابُ الْمَشْأَمَةِ, the people of the left, and السَّابِقُونَ, the forerunners. So أَصْحَابُ الْمَيْمَنَةِ and السَّابِقُونَ, those are winning. The people of the right and the السابقون. He talks about it at the end of Al-Waqi'ah when he said, فَأَمَّا إِنْ كَانَ مِنَ الْمُقَرَّبِينَ, those are the forerunners. If they are from the closest people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَرَوْحٌ وَرَيْحَانٌ وَجَنَّةُ نَعِيمٌ. If they are from the second category, وَأَمَّا إِنْ كَانَ مِنْ أَصْحَابِ الْيَمِينَ فَسَلَامٌ لَكَ, they could be from the second category, the people of the right. And then the third group are the losers, those who are مُكَذِّبِينَ الضَّالِّينَ. So to win, in order for us to win and to be from awliya, you either be min al-muqarrabin, or at least be the next level. So category 1 are those who they do the obligations of Allah, they stay away from all the muharramat of Allah, but not only that, they go one step further to do the recommended things as far as obligations. Not only the 5 daily prayers, but they go further to do an-nawafil, as far as prayers, as far as zakah or sadaqat. And as far as al-muharramat, they stay away from all the haram red signs, and they also keep a buffer zone by avoiding al-mushtabihat and the things that are kind of murky, the things that are makruhat. They avoid them. That's what makes a person muqarrab to Allah, and that's what Allah said in the hadith, مَنْ أَعَادَ لِي وَلِيًّا فَقَدْ أَذَنْتُهُ بِالْحَرْبِ. If somebody takes one of my awliya, friends, Those who are closest to me, I'm waging war against him. If you are bothering him, taking him as an enemy, I'm waging war against you. Then until he said, وَمَا تَقَرَّبَ إِلَيَّ عَبْدِي, none or nothing that my servant will, try to get close to me through, as far as actions, better than the obligations. That makes you second category. If you only do the obligations and stay away from muharramat, that makes you from group number 2, which is Ahlul Yamin, Ashab al-Maymana, the people of the right, and they are winning by default. But they are not like the first people. The first people are those who وَلَا يَزَالُ عَبْدِي يَتَقَرَّبُ إِلَيَّ بِالنَّوَافِلِ. They go a step further, doing extra nawafil, doing, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you calculate your zakah and you find it to be $500, no, they say let's give 600, maybe 1,000 more. If Allah said 5 prayers, but you say no, I need to pray more. If Allah says that, what makes the person go to al-muqarrabin? Conclude by one sign that Abdullah bin Mas'ud gave for al-awliya, for those who love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They said, if you want to know whether you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you'll be from awliyaullah or not, look at the Quran. Quran is the kalam of Allah. If you love it, you love Allah, you love the messenger of Allah, and you are from the awliya. If you do not love it, then by default, you don't love kalamullah, you don't love Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And loving, again, is not only saying that I love Quran, but it involves acting upon the Quran and preferring the Quran and choosing the Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from awliya, from His awliya. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us this status of